sunset. Made a point to light a joint there in the sunset. But when I took out my phone to prove this even happened, I couldn't record it and the aliens are laughing. The UFO turned me into a clown. My friends think I'm crazy, I can't turn around. I think I'm going crazy, crazy. You killed a cow to show your love to a God that would kill you, just to prove its love for an alien beneath you. Now what will you do? What will you have me do to try to even stop it? Is it heresy? Oh God, I think I'm going crazy. Take a drive to feel alive. I saw you there in the sunset. I made a point to light a joint there in the sunset. But when I took out my phone to prove this even happened, I couldn't record it and the aliens are laughing. UFO turned me into a clown. My friends think I'm crazy, I can't turn around. I don't know what to believe. I'm left holding the floating in this pool of water that I carried for days. The transformers are coming, tall whites are spoken clear. There's no use in running, he's already here. Richard Downey, I can't believe a thing he told me, but I can't stop listening closely to Richard Downey. We got another whistleblower coming through. Don't ever tell a motherfucker what you do. Why you gotta tell a bitch what you told me? Next time you might remember Richard Doty. Bitch, I got a nickel out of penny where your mama at. Papa soda, it don't matter where the drama at. Bitch, you got a Floyd out the state, but it's redacted. What you know about Tractaloids on 6 and plate trap? I got a 40 cal aimed at a tall white dame I met at a party out in Compton, and I'm high. Super fucking high, now it's Bompton. We mobbing through Gardena in a UFO, and it's all poppin'. And I can't see the road, and that's a feature. I'm getting dome in a UFO built by Nazi witches. From a time portal set up by Egyptian mystics. In a Cold War time warp through different dimensions. It's a fucked up system of egos and bitches. Anyway, I'm getting domed up by a white girl, a white girl. Space code. Wanna fight or on code? I told the Pope that we got the bag coming through. One blue alien, a red panda, 3 white girls, and Lou Woe. The open door, I saw your hand rest over the window. It was then that I was certain that I wanted purple curtains. I know your mom's a looker, but what if I just called her a hooker? It's my birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky. But I looked at my phone and seen that Garry Nolan blocked me. What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying, fucking dying. Cause Garry Nolan blocked me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Garry to tell me why he shared Chris Bartell's brain scans on TV. It's my birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky. But I looked at my phone and seen that Garry Nolan blocked me. What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying, I'm fucking dying. Because Garry Nolan blocked me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Garry to tell me what aliens are planning. And I can't blow out my candles because of all of these scans. And I can't blow out my candles because of all of these scandals. It's a shame. I brought all my homies to the stage.
What's up, y'all? Listen, I got a camera issue. I'm gonna set that up, fix that, and I'll be right to you guys. And enjoy the tunes and tell them. Hopefully they stay going while I fix this issue. We got a big show coming up. Thank you guys for being here.
It burns when I breathe, but there is no comparing to the shade. Must feel like to simply be Darren Reed. Oh Lord, you make Darren Reed. Darren used his ex-wife to execute a plan to remove the children from a woman who dared to take a stand for something she believed in. Let me tell you something, I believe it. Oh Lord, there is no comparing.
Welcome. There we are. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Skyfire News. You can probably tell we're not coming at you live from Skyfire YouTube. I appreciate you guys all for coming over here and for being in our Twitter family down there. Good to see y'all. I see you guys in the chat, living it up. We're getting used to the new digs over here. This is a fun channel. We keep it real. We got a good show for you guys tonight. We have Kimball in the house. I don't know if you know, but Kimball was the man behind the Jason Sands interview along with Rob Wood. And I wanted to get his POV on what that was like, hosting a spaces that ended up basically making all the news all over the place. And of course, he just sent me a BRB message. We love seeing that. We really do. But yeah, that was interesting. Interesting. I know we got some questions for the chat. Where are those white screen? Oh my God. Lou Jimenez hosted a space today. I don't know if you guys were able to catch it, but that was an interesting one. Lou Jimenez cannot stop talking about your boy, dude. I don't know what is going on there. Why he doesn't have anything else to talk about. The UFO topic's pretty big. There's a lot of stuff to go over. It doesn't always have to be about me and things I said 17 years ago on a Discord chat, but that's neither here nor there. Before we get into it, I want to catch you guys up to speed on Jason Sands and what Jason Sands was, or who he is, and what the whole situation is about that. He is a quote unquote whistleblower. You guys have probably heard all about this. You don't need me to tell you, but in case you guys don't know and you want to know, he was a whistleblower, and he was set to come out kind of in a big premiere on James Fox's new documentary. James Fox makes a lot of good UFO documentaries. And yeah, he instead decided to pop into a spaces hosted by Kimball and Rob Wood and divulged everything over the course of about 6 hours, which is bonkers. I mean, it's very, very interesting. And so now everybody has some stuff to sift through, some stuff to listen to. And again, I think it's a testament to spaces. If you guys don't know, on Twitter, I used to host a lot of spaces. And now with Skyfire, I just, I have less time. But the spaces world is actually really cool. It's super open. People can just pop in there, say what's up. I've talked to Garry, Nolan, Richard Doty. I've talked to Alex Jones, David Icke. I've talked to people I just never thought I would ever talk to. The list goes on. Kevin Smith, I talked to on Spaces, and so yeah, I think it's a cool spot, and I think it's cool that he popped in there. Without further ado, we might as well get into it, so we're not listening to it secondhand. We got Kimball in the house. Kimball,
what up? What
was it like? How you doing, man?
Good.
Again, I love that background. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what was it like? Did you think that was going to happen? What set that up? What was the setup for that?
So a couple weeks ago, I was in a space with UAP Mike, and we were talking to Courtney. I don't remember her last name, something M. Marashi or something. It's an Italian name, but
Okay.
she runs a few nights a week, Spaced Out Radio. And she was talking about this contact she had, and she said it was related to the whistleblower that was going to be in James Fox's upcoming documentary. I don't know if she said he was featured in it. It doesn't really matter. Like, we've now learned that he's not like the sole whistleblower in James's documentary. But yeah, she mentioned this guy. She, I think, even published the name of the guy, which we now know is Jason Sands. And she actually received like a letter or an email from the NSA saying like she needed to take that down. And I think so. She told us this a couple of weeks ago. I don't like that happened back in January, which again, now we pieced together was before James's Dopser was cleared. So that probably explains why that happened. Yeah. With the NSA. And yeah, she said she was going to have one of this whistleblower's contacts, I think she said, in a space. And so that was kind of in the back of our head, but a couple weeks went by, and then she had her interview with Steve, and Steve is someone who basically worked for a department in the government and was encouraged to network and just look into all these different departments. And there was this so in this department he was privy to this government forum. There's around, I think, 700 people, and then by the time he left, I think there was like 1,000 people in this government forum. But it was basic, from what I understand, it was like a paranormal government like back channel forum, and all these people talked to each other and networked. And Steve, who again was being interviewed by Courtney just on Friday, reached out to, this is 2 years ago. Steve at the time in this forum heard Jason's story, was really intrigued by it, and reached out to him. Steve eventually ended up having his own experiences, and basically the way he described it to me is he was 50-50. He was like, half of me thought I was actually losing my mind. The other half of me thought this was real and like mind-blowing, right? Anyway, he was basically advised to like talk to a therapist or whatever, a psychologist, and he eventually was let go. So that was who Courtney interviewed on Friday, with Steve. So Saturday comes, and I held a space with Steve actually Friday after Courtney's thing, and then I talked to him again Saturday, and then there was another individual named AKA. These are all just their screen names and X, right?
Yeah.
But AKA a lot of fun to talk to. Really bright guy. You can tell he knows about this topic. He also was in one of these departments. And so, yeah, Rob started a space Saturday evening. It was around probably 5-6 o'clock Eastern time. And we're all just hanging out. We're talking probably for 2-3 hours before suddenly Jason comes into the space. And I'm not sure how Rob knew, if he was getting a DM or something, but Rob introduced Steve to the space, saying like, I understand you're the whistleblower from James Fox's documentary. And he's like, yeah, that's me. It didn't, stupid Kimball, it didn't click in my brain exactly how Rob had introduced him. And it didn't sink in for me for a few minutes after that, when I realized who this was. But yeah, we talked for another like 6-7 hours after that with Jason, and the space ended up blowing up. I think there were like 2,000 people at one point, and then it's been listened to like, well, no, it's not a recorded space, but I think there were around people who came in and then left, or I want to say Rob said 12,000. So it was a big space. And yeah, I reached out to Rob and just, I was co-hosting. I was like, dude, I've looked into Steve quite a bit. I've already like started to edit down some of the spaces he was in, and I'm really excited about this. So yeah, Rob, Astro, and I just kind of ran this space.
Red Panda Koala, everybody. Red, welcome to the show.
Red. What up?
Dude, Kimball's catching me up on the day of the Jason Sands space.
Nice.
We're getting the backstory here. Ooh.
There he is.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Handsome guy.
The people's whistleblower.
He's so small down at the bottom of the frame. I love it. Does he look like Moran Lerner? Does he look like... I get it.
After a certain age, a lot of these dudes tend to look alike. I mean,
I think you're right.
Remember when Kimball came on the other day, and John Strader was here, and like Kimball didn't have his hat, and they both looked like Jason Sands?
Oh, that's true. Everyone. We are Jason Sands.
I think we should shave our head and grow out a little beard in solidarity with Jason Sands. I think we should make that a movement.
Yes.
For the people's whistleblower.
Hell yeah.
I've learned, if there's anything sentimental at all, or like solidarity, Red every time will come out and like make fun of it. It's so like the teal ribbon thing, like nothing even happened with it yet, and right out the gate, Red was just laying into it, making fun of it. I got a chuckle out of it. That's pretty much the rest. That's how the space went, though. I mean, it went for like 7 hours, and it was wild, and it wasn't recorded. I had a bunch of clips of the whole space, but they were out of order, and I'm just like, I still haven't put it all together, but soon.
No, that's badass. I mean, it's a piece of history now. It's like I didn't realize what was going on when it was going on, but to know how it like how the world's going to see it. I mean, we have a clip of Christian Harloff talking about this with Jesse Michaels. They posted a video of that, and they were like, the fact that he came out on a Spaces, they thought it was kind of sketch. Like they're like, it says everything. It's like, what do you think about that? Do you think that Spaces is a safe way to come out, or do you think are there proper channels? I mean, it is a little unconventional, but is it bad?
That's a good question. I'm kind of split. Like my own bias is like I'm thrilled that he came on that space, right? Because I'm into this stuff, and it was a treat, I guess. But on the other hand, spaces are kind of the wild, wild west. You got all sorts of people. Anyone really can pop on there. You don't know who they are, and they can get pretty unruly at times and crass and everything else. So yeah, I mean, in a way, it is like, really, you're going into a space, but he actually said when he came into this space, he's like, honestly, I've listened to some of these before, but I decided to come in this space specifically because this is like a good, level-headed conversation. There's no bickering. You're all acting like adults. So he kind of like nodded to the space, which, it was Rob and Tiff and Astral, and we were all just, I mean, we were really kind of just shooting the shit. We weren't specifically only talking about UFO stuff, but I don't know. I guess for that reason, he decided to come into the space. But I guess, I guess the last point is there is kind of maybe a democratic element to it where, like, because anyone can come in spaces, yeah, there's some risk there, but it's also like he's not going to go through these traditional media outlets, legacy media, whatever. He's going through something like spaces, which is kind of cool in a different way.
I agree. I think that it's totally fine. But I think a lot of the people have a lot of trust in the media and the traditional legacy media channels. But I could care less, man. I'm glad he came through to the space. I'm glad he broke convention there, and I hope that opens up the door for more people. And I think it I don't know, it makes spaces seem more important, in my opinion, and I think that that's cool. Good work, dude. Good work. Any highlights from the Jason Sands spaces that you think that people should be on the lookout for as it comes out? Because not everybody's going to sift through, 6 hours or whatever.
Exactly. Mainly that he was tasked with this project near Nellis Air Force Base. He was traveling out to, I think, Quartz Mountain, and was instructed on the way. It was him, the driver, and then a guy in the back seat, I guess. But they were instructed on their way to whatever this site. They were told to not stop if they saw like any other personnel on the side of the road. And anyway, they end up stopping because of a individual, an entity, whatever, a humanoid was on the side of the road in actually what's it called, is it BDU, the battle uniform? Like, just there was an individual in camo off the side of the road. I guess there was a down craft behind it, and as they pulled up, it was like a blue humanoid alien, basically. Like,
sounds familiar,
right?
Okay,
Avatar.
So they see a blue humanoid alien. Was it in camo? Was it wearing like fatigues and stuff? What's going on? Like,
yeah.
Here,
I guess it was wearing fatigues. Yeah, you want to play it?
The government had that in previous contact, but I do believe that in 1954 that the program was put up officially, and has been driving forward ever since. So as for the person I met in the desert that was 3 feet away from me, he to me, his skin looked the same as what an albino would have, very, very pale white. And he was a little bit shorter than me. I stand about 6 foot. He was a few inches shorter, maybe 5'6", 5'7". So I had a very good look at him. I think people have asked me about it before, and I would say he probably looks more like a tall white than he does to anybody else. But the ears are something that really threw me off. But you'll hear more about that when James Fox's film comes out later this year. And by the way, he is trying to, he's working his butt off right now, trying to get that film finished up.
Yeah, James is awesome. Jason, real quick, just on the points you just made. So even someone who's into the topic like
Kimmel,
myself,
just pause it there. Kimmel ruins the moment there. He was doing great. But yeah, that's another reason why everyone was
Some
like
critique.
tipped off. Because this picture here, and actually let me go back to the other one for now, just the bigger one of it. He all got like low-key ousted a few months back when James Fox tweeted this picture. And it had his name on it. And everyone's like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? And so then when this dude came forward with the name, and another thing that tipped me off, Kimball, right, was like as soon as this dude started talking, like the space went from like 25 people to like 1,000 people, right? And that doesn't typically happen. And people even like Leslie Keane were in the space listening, like the official Leslie Keane account. So that's how I knew like something's up with this dude. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I just barely today we got confirmation from James Fox that this guy is who he says he was, at least as it pertains to James Fox, who I personally trust James Fox to vet the people that he features in his documentaries to some extent. So, I don't know. I trust James did his research on the guy enough to include him in the documentary, but we didn't really know if this was actually the guy that was going to be in the documentary, if this was a troll or what. But anyway, James did confirm that today. And what else?
Yeah, right. Because there was a period, right, where it seemed like he was being hung out to dry. Hold up. We'll just continue through the timeline because this happened, right?
Right.
Sands turned out to be either a liar or a believer of his own BS. He was never vetted, and his story keeps changing. People I collaborate with have met him and realized that his claims don't hold water. The only thing that they felt was certain from meeting Sands is that he likely did work at United States Air Force bases. So Eric Davis coming out calling this dude a liar. No one really seemed to be backing him up. Let's see. Yeah, and like Tupa said, the Jesse Michaels thing was pretty interesting. Oh, this is another interesting thing. Shouts out to non-credible UAP reports who remember this, Kimball? That he remembered that he had heard and seen Jason back
it's like
back a few months back ago.
It's like 10 months, I think.
This was when Grush first came out. He went on a Goof On show of all people. So shouts out Goof On.
Wait a second. Before we backtrack, because we covered this stuff yesterday, but before we backpedal into like the deep history, I do want to cover this because Kimball just brought it up. This just came out today.
Yeah.
And so this is James Fox responding to the controversy. His first statement about the Jason Sands thing. This is interesting. So James Fox here. Those who know me or are familiar with my work know how I fiercely go the extra mile to weed out unsupportable claims. I have spent the last year conducting numerous interviews, researching claims, and doing my best to verify, within my means, people's credentials and the veracity of their statements. As part of this mix, I met with Mr. Jason Sands a little over a year ago, concerning whom there has arisen fierce debate on social media concerning his claims of official involvement in the UAP area and specific experiences associated with such. Short sentence there, James. As part of my due diligence, I can state that he is who he says he is. He has served in the military and is willing to testify under oath. That's huge. And even take a polygraph test regarding his claims. Nonetheless, as with other whistleblowers who go public, this doesn't mean that what he has stated shouldn't be questioned regarding apparent inconsistencies and difficult to resolve claims. Evaluation of such continues to be a work in progress. So, I mean, that's a pretty classy response. It's
Sounds
mostly
like
about
a cosign to me.
Right? Yeah. And it doesn't really cover the spaces, or his film really, but it does cover his ethic, his work ethic, and I think that's great. So, what's your read on that, guys?
I pretty much, yeah. I mean, I agree. He's not saying even that Sands is. He's not even speaking to the veracity of Sands' claims as far as like what he saw or experienced. But he is saying that he knows the guy. He's vetted him. Does he even mention his film even once? I mean,
no, just that he, he did the work for the film. But yeah, you're right. He doesn't.
yeah. So I mean, I thought it was a needed message. Maybe a couple days late. Maybe that was good. I don't know. But he didn't overstep it, and he still said, "Look, he's still up to, scrutinize the guy and find any inconsistencies, but basically he's done enough homework himself to keep running with it." So
Yeah, I think Red's right. I view this as a pretty big cosign for sure. For sure. But yeah, I'm glad he responded.
Here's another interesting part of his story. So he was at Nellis Air Force Base, right, like a week after this event happened, this footage, and he says this footage is real. It's probably worth watching for the audience.
Hell yeah. UFO footage, let it roll.
Isn't that, what is that sound just like the gimbal? What is that thing? Listen to that. I don't know. ADHD. Hear that? Or no? Actually, leave it.
kind of does. His voice cracks a little.
Yeah, that's the footage. Apparently, a week after this was filmed, he talked to the guy who filmed it, he said, and it was somewhere during this time where he sees this, like, he describes it as an albino-looking being with a blue undertone. To me, I'm kind of envisioning, like, the Prometheus thing. But yeah, the weird thing he says is that it was in, like, American camo, and I was asking for an element, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it needed an element for its craft or something. And then I think when he first started engaging with this alien or whatever, it was talking to him like with its mouth, like we are. And then shortly thereafter, it started to communicate with him telepathically, he said. And he was like, "Why didn't you guys go to Area 51?" And this being was like, "Oh, well, that's where they murder us. Like we would get killed if we went there." So
yeah, that was pretty wild, right?
super crazy.
That's a full-on conversation that he had with a non-human entity wearing human clothes, speaking English. But it was telepathic, so
Eventually, yeah. It
okay,
started off
okay.
linguistic, but yeah. Or verbal or whatever.
Oh my! I can't wait to see where this goes, guys. This is the big one of the year, I think, man.
There's some big claims. I mean, maybe he's an op. Maybe he duped James Fox. We don't know exactly what's going on, but super crazy either way.
What's the story behind the Nellis video? What do they claim it was? Like what was it filmed from? Was that filmed from another plane, watching it take off, or from the ground?
He mentioned that briefly in the space. I don't remember if he said it was something they were testing, or if it's something they filmed over the Air Force base that wasn't theirs. I don't recall. I want to say he said it was something they were testing, but I could be wrong.
And yeah, let's watch what there's a bunch of reactions to it, right? Let's watch what we have. Jesse Michaels up here.
Yes, I love that one.
Cause yeah. Oh, and then actually let's watch this real quick too, because we looked at the Eric Davis comment. Nicole, who it sounds like right, the whole Steve thing happened on Space Star Radio, so shouts out Space Star Radio. It sounds like oh, that's another thing too. As soon as this guy came out, a bunch of people were like, "Oh, I've heard about him for months in the background." Like Vetted, Nicole, these people. So I was like, it was an open eye on a space talking, you know what I mean? But yeah, here's Nicole to Eric Davis.
I was proud of ufology that it maybe had a moment in this lump or whatever that's going on. And then it all turned. turned so stupid ugly so fast for no reason at all. Just have some manners, have some respect for decency, have some patience. Shame
Do
on
you?
you, Eric Davis. Like, honestly, shame on you, Eric Davis. I
Damn.
almost hope the Wilson Davis documents are just fucking fake as shit now.
Look at Dave Scott.
Dave Scott. He said.
I hope they're fake,
Let's do that one more time.
Davis. I almost hope the Wilson Davis documents are just fucking fake as shit now. I do. I'll say it. I do. I hope they're fake.
The Wilson Davis documents, for those who are listening, it's pretty basic. It's like a memo that a scientist named Eric Davis supposedly took after a meeting with an admiral about hidden crash retrieval, UFO crash retrieval programs within the government that the admiral should have been overseeing but was not allowed access to. And so they had a conversation about it in a car. Eric Davis supposedly wrote down the what happened, and that memo was later discovered in the estate of astronaut Edgar Mitchell after he passed away. And Edgar Mitchell's been known to be involved in a lot of different psi studies and stuff. He was helping with SRI do their remote viewing program, Stargate stuff, with Uri Geller, all that. So he's definitely like in the mix. But it's interesting. It's very interesting. We'll go over those documents soon and what it was. If you guys want, we're happy to do it. But yeah, that's what she's referring to. And so we don't know if the document's real, if it describes a real event or not. And Admiral Tom Wilson, the guy who's supposedly in the car with Eric Davis, has denied that this ever took place. So those are the facts behind it. And so it's up to, it's up for debate, right, Red? It's up for debate whether or not it happened. It's not confirmed. So what she's saying now is based on Eric Davis's statement that he made about Jason Sands. She's now saying, shame on you, Eric Davis. And I hope that the Wilson Davis documents are actually fake. And that.
Yeah. And Kimball, what do you have to say about this, right? Like, the whole people's whistleblower thing. It's like, in this instance, Eric Davis is kind of acting just like Sean Kirkpatrick to this quote unquote whistleblower, right? Isn't it funny how they all cry about Sean Kirkpatrick and then like in unison they do it to this dude? And like, Jeremy McGowan in many ways is just like this dude, just a dude who had a UFO experience in the 90s.
Has he been critical of Sands?
He has actually been critical of it, but I'm just showing that like, it doesn't matter who you are, or just like Jay Stratton and Travis Taylor were also on the UAPTF and OSAP to a degree, right? So this narrative of like our community defends whistleblowers is really honestly BS. Once you're selected and approved by like the Disclosure Bros, then sure. But if not, Eric Davis was treating him just like Sean Kirkpatrick was, and I think that's why Nicole's like, shame on you.
Yeah, and maybe I just don't remember it because it wasn't a controversy, but I don't recall Davis making statements like this, even on Grush, right?
Definitely not like this. It was always like support pro da. Eric Davis has made a few spicier marks, I think, about like Green Street and stuff over the years. Yeah.
And then who was that guy that was on Project Unity? That
Michael Moran.
No, that claimed to work with Elizondo and then Elizondo came out and made
Michael Moran.
Was that? Oh, it was Michael Moran. I'm sorry. I just heard
got him again, Red.
We're talking about Moran Lerner.
No, but you're absolutely right, and I've been thinking into this too and saying it in spaces and whatnot. Like I'm calling it the Michael Moran litmus test. I think it took like Elizondo like a week to come out publicly against that dude. So we'll see what happens here, but yeah, let's listen to Jesse Michael speak about him. Friend of the show, shouts out Big Thing Show. Yeah.
Fox, who's very respected in the community.
Yeah.
Goes and makes he's making a new document, and he has this interview where he says that he's got this guy.
Yeah.
And he's seen documents with this guy, he's seen pictures with this guy. And everyone's like, well, it's got to be this Jason Sands guy, because then Jason Sands comes out and he does this interview on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah.
Which
did you love that, Kimball? The way he says Twitter Spaces. They can't. Yeah, it's the wave, dude.
Really?
Tupa tried to tell people, dude, Twitter Spaces is the future. They didn't listen, huh, Tupa?
They didn't listen. Now look at them all. Everyone who said it wasn't, they're all in spaces. Yeah,
Again,
I don't get it, honestly. I wouldn't have gone on Spaces, but
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
That's where you need a guy
Yeah.
like you to say, "Let me set up the News Nation or
Sure,
something, or do
sure,
something,"
sure.
because you're doing Twitter Spaces right away. That made me go, "Huh?
Yeah.
What's he doing there?" And
Yeah.
so
Also, his profile pic wasn't helping, right? That like happy face with like an exploding head. But yeah, sorry.
he detailed a lot of stuff. Now, one of the things that threw me off with this,
Yeah.
they asked him about Grush. And they said, "Have you worked with Grush?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I've worked with Grush." He called him Grush.
Yeah.
Call him Grush. Like, and we talk all the time. I'm like, "Well, why are you calling him Grush?"
Yeah.
And it's like that, and that could just be a little thing inside of my head because I'm just now at this point, I'm looking at. I try to have a skeptic point of view as much as I have the disclosure point of view in there too.
Yeah.
But this guy's talking about a lot of different things, because if the stuff that he's saying is accurate, and a guy like David Grush goes, no, this guy is legit. James Fox he's legit. Leslie Kane was in there listening to this Twitter Spaces when this thing was happening.
Yeah, sure.
So if all these people back this guy up and he turns out to be the whistleblower and says the kind of shit that he's saying, it'll blow the roof off the place.
Yeah.
But the first question is, are you following this guy, and what do you make of him?
I am following him. I met him once.
Okay.
So maybe the sort of revealed preference is that I didn't do a show with him.
Okay.
But I don't also actively distrust the guy. It's not like I don't want to knock him.
But you're like the rest of us. Something you want to see what's going on.
I want to
first.
see what's going on
Yeah.
first, and definitely kind of a weird initial PR move to do Twitter Spaces if you're like the first guy that like dealt with material firsthand. So I don't know what your goal is there, but look, he seemed when I met him like pretty earnest and actually a little almost traumatized or something.
Yeah.
Like
Interesting.
he had gone through like a lot.
Okay.
But I just don't know exactly what to make of him. And unlike Grush, look, my opinion is, in order to get a real consensus shift and like closer towards that like disclosure moment, I think we need one of two things: a real Bob Lazar, or like not. Now, I'm not saying Bob Lazar was even fake, but like an undeniable Bob Lazar, like hapless engineer type,
right?
Where it's like I was recruited into the thing. I have no Intel credentials prior to like being recruited into the thing.
Right.
Like that would be really, really good, because you'd know all of the sort of manipulation abilities and like that. That's all kind of out the window. You can like see that this person's just like kind of.
That's a good point he's making, because another thing on his DDE T14 form or whatever, he like went to the school of like psychological operations or something like that, like literally like psyop school or something. So people were like, "Is this another psyop?" It was weird, right? You talked about it a little bit. Like before he came on, there was this like weird insurgence of like counter intel dudes on weird random burner accounts, all like hyping each other up. I feel like this weekend was a good example of people of like a straight up op happening on UFO Twitter, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be a bad thing. But right, Kimball, would you agree? Like all these random accounts came from nowhere, gassing this dude up, and now we're all like, you know what I mean, circle jerking about a counter intel dude who's trained in psyops,
gassing him up as in like praising him.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that's bad. You know what I mean? But it just show that counter intel dudes do coordinate back channel and try and influence UFO Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've seen both. I've heard a lot of people kind of come out against him too, and I understand a lot of the criticisms why. And I actually have never seen this Jesse Michaels clip today. Today's been busy for me, but it doesn't surprise me, just knowing Jesse and his standards, I guess, why he didn't interview him, I guess. It is just a crazy story, and it doesn't mean it's false or that he's making it up or an op necessarily. But it's kind of like, it's kind of like werewolves and dino beavers. Like there's a reason why they didn't write about that when they published this in the New York Times. Leslie Kane talked about that. But yeah, man, I don't know what to make of it. It was exciting. It was cool that it happened. I don't know what to make of him, but he did seem very earnest and genuine in the space. So
how about this? Did y'all pick up on Jesse saying that he seemed traumatized right here? That's pretty interesting, huh?
That was, yeah.
Interesting word to use. Interesting choice of words. Also, Christian Harloff kills it, bro. The way he sets up this question and stuff, I just love listening to this guy. You know what I mean? It feels like you're listening to someone talk about baseball or something. It's like, I don't even care about baseball, but I'll listen.
Yeah.
He's really good at like
You
talking.
can tell he's a sharp guy for sure.
Yeah, let me see. Is there anything else about this guy that's like worth covering? Oh, let's cover his statement. And shouts out, hopefully maybe she might be doing a space now or something. Stoned Ape in the chat. So this, what did you think of this, Kimball? Well, let's break it down. This UAP United. You saw this yesterday, Kimball?
Mm-hmm.
So this looks like, is this his organization that he's making or something?
I think it's. I'm not totally sure. I assume it's connected to his firsthand nonprofit that he's starting, which sounded really cool to me. It was basically a way to help out future whistleblowers. I even remember pitching the idea once to Brian Johnson in one of his spaces that we should start a GoFundMe for David Grush. Just
shout out to Brian Johnson.
Yeah, shout out to Brian Johnson. Basically, I was just saying, like, maybe we should just raise a bunch of money for David Grush so that future whistleblowers will be like, well, shit, maybe this might hurt some aspect of my career, but there's some kind of silver lining or reward for, other outside of just the moral good of being open and whistleblowing on these things, right?
Is UAP United the Twitter account that was only following one person? It was Jason Sands, and it only posted about one person, and that was Jason Sands.
Well, I think it's his company or his nonprofit, but again, I think it's associated with this firsthand nonprofit, which I think is really cool. I don't know for sure though. It's a good question.
Hell yeah. So this is a statement. What sum this up? What is he saying?
What's he saying here, Kimball?
Should I read it? You want me to read it?
You're the breaker of this story, dude. Can you summarize it for us?
I have not read this, so I don't know.
Chat GPT, believe me. My story will check out. That's what I think. That's what I think it's going to say. No disrespect to Jason. We're going to dive into that for sure.
I think
the first paragraph's kind of boring. Okay. It just outlays like the timeline and process for whistleblowers going forward. The second one is kind of where it gets interesting. In recent conversations, particularly during the Spaced Out Radio broadcast around the 3:40 timestamp, I clarified that while 20 and Back is not an official program name, it refers to a significant, though difficult, experience within the programs I was a part of. It appears that this crucial part of my statement was omitted in some posts, leading to a misunderstanding about my testimony. I'm committed to providing more information soon to further clarify the challenging aspects of my experience with the program. There have been inaccuracies in public discussions about my clearance and credentials. Richard Doty recently suggested that the system used to look up my clearances was incorrect. My clearance levels and specific access details are not publicly accessible and require specific read-ins, which not everyone discussing my case has. Dang, bro. That's kind of interesting and funny. A little shot at Ricky Picky, bro. You don't have the proper clearances to check me out. Love this little counter intel boomer squabbling. Eric Davis also made erroneous claims regarding the system of record for my clearances, such access is compartmentalized and limited to those with equivalent clearance levels. Dang, bro. He hit him with the, what's that song? Too, but you probably know. It's like, why are you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in, right? He hit him both with that. Like, y'all both don't even, y'all were read in like I was. Okay. Both Mr. Doty and Mr. Davis have made significant errors in their public statements regarding my case. I urge them to retract their statements and correct the record.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We got Anthony Jones saying X Spaces is the new podium for whistleblowers, dude. Real quick, guys, we're over here on Twitter, on Skyfire Twitter. Our YouTube account is getting attacked. Was attacked. It's an awful thing. It's an awful thing. So one of our trolls, one of the people we exposed, the people we're working our asses off to expose, actually tried to copyright our channel. So it got super attacked. So right now we're supporting each other through our YouTube accounts, right? We got some merch coming out. But please, if you're not following Tupacabra on YouTube, go follow me. I got hella videos, documentaries I put out. A lot of other short videos find their way into Skyfire eventually. But please check it out and support the channel because we need it in the meantime. while our YouTube is down. So if you want to support Skyfire News, check in with Chupacabra on YouTube and Red Panda on YouTube. And of course, our Twitter and Twitter News is still hella active. So yeah, again, we have some merch coming out this week. You guys can help support us in this limbo period. We're excited to get that to you guys. It's been a long time coming. If you like the music and what we're doing, give the channel a like, give the Twitter account a follow, and you won't regret it. Thank you guys for being here. We're gonna go for just a couple more minutes because
we gotta cut it short today.
We're
Real
gonna
quick,
cut it shorter.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to be trying to do is go back and forth, right, between me and Tupa's channel for the time being. So today we do on Tupa, maybe tomorrow we'll go on mine. Just to keep the momentum up and whatnot. Dude, KMF is such a loser. We had such a good
biggest
week.
loser.
We had such a good week last week, Tupa. It was so cool. We had Kona Blue, great breakdown. We had Vetted on. What else happened last? Oh, we did a great breakdown of the Black Vault, FOIA dump. You know what I mean? We were both
good.
like, oh, dude, we're feeling good about this week. And then KMF does another third fake copyright strike, and YouTube just automatically is like, oh, you can't use your stuff. And yeah, so we're dealing with that right now. And yeah, so we haven't been going on whatchamacallit.
Dude.
Super sucks, man. I'm
King
sorry.
Milkfart is a fucking loser, dude. I can't even imagine a bigger loser in the world. You know, that's maybe a terrible segue, but I do want to get to this fun story. So you guys heard it here first, the Garry Nolan song, okay? The Garry Nolan song might be resonating with the UFO community, and has even caught the attention of Garry Nolan himself. He responded after John Strader tagged him in a video that I put out for that song. Again, I can't believe that Skyfire got this track out and was able to do this. And yeah, he heard it. The song is cute. The narcissist in me approves. It's my favorite. It's my favorite day. It's my favorite day.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a pretty
great
cool
day.
response from Garry. At least he
It
wasn't like
is.
butthurt
Also,
about it.
shouts out John Strader, friend of the show.
Hell yeah.
I honestly want to do an entire John Strader episode. I think it'd be really cool because there's a lot of cool 90s archival footage of like all that sledding stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, Garry Nolan is a fan of the song. Let's see. I was working on this to put up. We could just like listen to a little bit. Let me see.
The chat's loving it. Yeah, guys. It's crazy that you could hear the song in here. You guys made me believe in it. Oh, shit.
I looked at my phone and seen that Garry Nolan blocked me. What the hell?
The song is too good.
How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying. I'm dying. Cause Garry Nolan blocks me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Garry to tell me why he shared Chris Bartell's brain scans on TV. It's my birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky.
People do love the song.
It goes hard. It's great, bro.
What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying. I'm dying. Because Garry Nolan blocks me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Garry to tell me what aliens are planning.
It would be nice.
And I can't blow
Tell us, Garry.
out my candles because of all of these scans. And I can't blow out my candles because of all of these scandals. It's a shame. I brought all my homies to the stage.
Yeah, there
Real
we
talk.
go.
Real talk. If whoever's throwing the party and DJing the hotel room parties at Contact in the Desert, if this track gets played, it's a banger. It's the one that everyone's gonna lose their mind.
I'm looking forward to that.
So that's a thing.
Right,
Oh,
just-
Garry.
We are still blocked.
Damn it. If that song gets us unblocked collectively or individually from Garry Nolan, now you believe in the magic of not only artificial intelligence, but also song, of music, right? Once you understand how powerful music is, I mean, I don't want to gloat here, but what a cool, positive way to bridge a gap in the community. Now, granted, a lot of the times our songs
humor,
get
beautiful
humor, and not based on Darren's ex-wife, and that's fine. This is clean. This is a little cleaner.
Well,
humor.
and every time you guys play that song, it just gets catchier and catchier. The one a couple nights ago, whoever did of Ashton, that was a good one too.
Oh, Heather's
Ashton song was a banger.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Yes.
That was like an actually catchy song.
Yes.
No, Heather's song is fire. Let's play that. I'm gonna play that.
The secret to the good AI music is to write the lyrics out, and then to just keep trying it again until it hits. No one's making instant hits out here. You know what I mean? No one's doing it.
They're 30-second hits,
dude. Well, I mean, as a musician, I'm not over here saying I'm amazing. Obviously, I do this instead. But like, learning music was so hard. Just learning how to play the guitar, let alone composing a song and understanding music theory, and to have this tool at your disposal is fucking crazy. I could not imagine being 15 right now and having like the ability to write down all my dumb, corny songs and just watch them go. Crazy. Yeah, but listen to this. This is Heather Birdie, mod of the channel, friend of the show, right? Like, also, just listen to this.
It's H370.
This goes hard.
Until you do some research, don't talk to me. I'm going to find the truth while I sip this martini. Your opinion, it means squat to me. It's H370. Not all heroes wear capes. I wear glasses to see. I'm going to find the truth while I sip this martini. The trolls hate seeing me succeed.
They really do.
They do.
Guess what?
Oh, it's so hard.
H370.
Cuts. Straight
Full
jams.
instrumental breakdown.
Guess what? H370. Not all heroes wear capes. I wear glasses to see. I'm going to find the truth while I sip this martini. Your opinion, it means squat to me. Your opinion.
That's the hook, dude.
It goes hard. It's catchy.
Heroes wear capes, I wear glasses to see. I'm going to
The passengers are jamming to this in the fifth dimension.
They're all dead.
That was good.
Woo! All right. Is that the
That
show
went
today?
hard.
Short show?
That's the show. That's the show, guys. Panda, awesome. Kimball, thank you so much. That's what I was trying to
Guys,
say.
be sure and go subscribe to Tupacabra's YouTube and Red Pandas so we can catch them every night. I miss my Skyfire.
Right? Dude, we were I feel like we just got in our good groove, bro.
We did. I
We
mean,
had just got in our good groove. It was like a perfect week. I literally told people, dude, if every week is like this week, game over.
game over. And a lot of the reason we were honing that in was because of the chat, was because of our fans, was because of the members. A lot of people really engaged and really invested in this. We want to see it succeed. We're not giving up. Doesn't matter. They could do anything to us. We're not going to stop trying to deliver you guys the UFO news, the UFO music, and of course the personalities that we can barely contain, such as Kimball himself here. Kimby,
hero of disclosure.
Seriously, what's next for you? What's next for you? What's the next big space? Who's whistleblowing next?
Yeah, what's people really want to know, Kimball? What's next for you, dude? Oh my god.
So I had a space last night with this lady Ophelia, and it was really, honestly, it was a really nice break considering all the other crazy shit that's been going on this week. I'm trying to reduce the 6-hour space with Jason into like a small. I'm going to produce like a short little segment, both of just the best parts of the space, but then also like a little discussion between me and Rob and UAP Mike and Non-Credible about how all this kind of came about. I might even try and get Courtney on. We'll see if that can happen.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and just break everything down, what he said, like what happened in this space. So that's up next for me. I'm always looking for guests on UFO intros, any experiencers or even just researchers, activists. So that's what I'm up to.
You guys heard that. Go to UFO Intros on Twitter or on X. You guys are gonna want to follow him for sure. And if you guys have an experience, hit him up. Kimball is one of the best interviewers out there. And Kimball, you focus on like regular people. You're not looking for whistleblowers. You're not looking for celebrities. You like talking to regular people about their experiences. I think that's one of the unique things about you. People call you the best interviewer in the game right now.
They do. I've heard Red say that multiple times.
Always says it. It references your journalism degree, which needs to be said. No, guys, we're going to see you back in spaces, I'm sure, tonight. Everybody, we're back on the grind. Skyfire News is bringing you all the updates on UFO news and culture every day. Tomorrow, we're going to be on Red Panda Koala's YouTube channel. If you're interested in UFOs and you somehow haven't come across his YouTube channel, then are you really interested in UFOs? I don't know.
Stop everything and watch those. Holy shit.
Yeah. Go back, go there and subscribe now, and we'll set up this live stream alert so you guys can check it out as soon as possible and schedule it. We know it's a lot of back and forth, we're bouncing around, but Skyfire News is Red Panda, Keemstar, and I, and you can find us on our normal outlets. So until then, and thanks again for keeping us alive during this crazy week of harassment, false campaigns, bullshit, and all that other stuff. So until next time, guys.
Skyfire News, yo.
Peace.
Ups, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Took a drive to feel alive. It's my birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky, but I looked at my phone and seen that Garry Nolan blocked me. What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying, fucking dying. Cause Garry Nolan blocks me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Garry to tell me why he shared Chris Bartow's brain scans on TV. It's my birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky, but I looked at my phone and seen that Garry Nolan blocked me. What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying, I'm fucking dying. Because Garry Nolan blocks me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Garry to tell me what aliens are planning, and I can't blow out my candles because of all of these scans. And I can't blow out my candles because of all of these scandals. It's a shame I brought all my homies to the